Why your apology doesn't heal you anymore. Getting your partner on board. The impact that impacts trust. Erectile dysfunction. Sexless marriage versus a lack of intimacy. Manipulation, boundaries, and covert contracts. Why closure is a myth in modern relationships. Why your apology doesn't heal you anymore. Welcome to the Morrow Marriage Podcast, guys, where we are real, raw, uncensored, and anointed. Pair five. All right. This is important to understand because the more and more we hear of people like their partner really demanding an apology, really trying to push for what they need to heal. You've heard of us talk about it before, and if you haven't, I want to go over it briefly. You have an apology problem. We are trained by our parents to say sorry, and it does nothing. Okay, think about it. If you hit your sister, what do you do to your son hits his sister, what do? You tell him, hey, Riddick, don't hit your sister, say you're sorry. Okay, that's if we're doing it wrong. Okay, and the point is that's how you were trained. That happened in your life by your parents.
You do something wrong, you say you're sorry. Now, we're not saying that you shouldn't say you're sorry if you do something wrong. You probably should, but do you mean that you have remorse? Do you have any guilt? Do you have any emotions behind what happened to the other person? That's what sorry means. It means, oh, I see that I've hurt you. I have some remorse or some guilt over what I did. I'd like to do things differently. I'm sorry that I did that. And it's different. There needs to be a conversation.
Yeah, and here's the deeper issue, the deeper problem, okay? A lot of times you make mistakes that fall under the same category, okay? So let's just use betrayal because it's super easy. I have a reel that goes mega viral. You don't have to fuck someone to cheat on your wife. Okay, why? Because there's all kinds of other forms of betrayal that are all considered or in the same category as affair, as cheating, okay? So what can we look at? We can look at porn. We can look at
texting other people.
A lot of guys that come to us in my program, they're going for dinners with another woman. It's just innocent. And what do they say? Always say same sort of thing like, no, but I didn't fuck her. Yeah, but you're still going there probably because she makes you feel good about yourself.
Was it actually innocent?
Yeah.
How about looking at all the things that you might look at on Instagram? Not innocent if you're lusting after. Even if you're not lusting and you're just looking, why? Why are you looking and liking? And if they're coming up in your feed, it's because you are looking and liking. So the algorithm knows what to show you.
Like, honestly, let's just say you notice someone sexy like my wife, okay? You got to divert your thought process, okay? But we'll go out. Kathryn will be linked arm in arm with me. We're clearly together. We're clearly man and wife. And then dudes will be elevating her, looking straight up and down, thinking whatever they're thinking right in front of their fucking wife.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting, okay? Now, let's pretend that your wife gets upset or your husband gets upset at something like this. Well, I caught you, you're DMing. Oh, I caught you, you're watching porn. Oh, look, who's that texting you? I can see what they're saying. You sent kiss emojis, all these other things, okay? And every time something like this happens, you apologize. All right, first and foremost, you're not understanding what they're feeling, okay? And there's a bigger problem. You don't even know why you're doing it. I mean, we have this couple, he's totally cheated. He's got him for dinner. I don't have time to text her all the time. She got to get over her insecurity. Fuck, man, you had time to text the other woman all the time. You know what I mean? Like, even if it wasn't an affair, quote unquote. And that's because he didn't fuck her, is what he says. But listen, go back to what we talked about with betrayal. Okay, now you end up saying sorry, but you don't even know why. This man needed validation from this other woman. He needed to feel respected and loved instead of like criticized and blamed or told he's not doing things right at home, because it happens a lot for him in his marriage, okay? So he apologizes, but he makes another dumb mistake with porn down the way, and then he gets caught for that when he told her he wouldn't, and he said he was sorry. You see, this is why apologies don't work. You first need to understand why you're making a mistake. Every form of betrayal is still coming in because you need something from someone else. That's it. Now, we talk about this all the time where that is your partner's problem to fix, but you're still making poor choices, okay? And so if that's the case, those are your items to fix if you're the one betraying. So you apologize to your partner, they're expecting to heal, but you don't even know why you're doing it. Then you have zero empathy. You're only apologizing because you were trained to by your parents to apologize. And now you're trying, and maybe every other relationship in your life when you screw up, okay? And now you're really just apologizing because you don't want to feel guilty. And know how I know this is real? Think about it. All of you who have ever said they still bring up that thing from the past.
Oh, everyone says that. She's still bringing up what I did 10 years ago, 3 years ago. I talk to a lot of men because I do some of the screening process for Cass, and they are blown away that their wife is still bringing things up. Well, the reason that she's bringing things up is because not only did it not heal, not everything doesn't have to heal, but if the present isn't good, then the past creeps in. When the present is good, you've heard us say this all the time. We talk about things that have happened 6 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, and I don't get triggered anymore. Every once in a while I might if I talk to a woman who's going through the exact same thing, but when we talk about things, we didn't have to go and physically heal that thing from the past. It just doesn't bother me anymore because the present is so good. Because what he's doing, he has shown remorse already. I don't need to hear a verbal apology or like a repair for every single little thing. I'm focused on what we are doing and who we are now. So the past doesn't matter. So the reason that these men are saying, oh, she's still bringing it up 5 years ago, however many years ago, 5 months ago, whatever, is because you're still the same guy that did that. It's bleeding out. And even if you're 50% better, she's still, this is normal human nature, guys, she's still focused on the 50% from the past. It's called negative sentiment override. It takes intention to get out of that. So she's bringing up the past because the present still sucks. Listen to that again, because that is exactly why she's bringing up 5 years ago. That same guy is still coming in day to day. I promise you.
That's right. And it's just a different version typically. So you sit there and say you're sorry, or they really want the apology, but you're really just the same person. So that's like the biggest reason to amplify why your apology doesn't work. Because, I remember we wouldn't fight as much, and then I was like not yelling as loudly or trying to curb but if I'm still getting angry, she would say to me, yeah, but it just happened.
You're not there yet.
You just got angry again, right? So it reminds her of all of who I used to be, okay? And it upsets her. And then if I say I'm sorry, it doesn't mean much to her then. Because at that point, your partner's going, well, fuck. You don't even know why. You don't actually understand. There's no compassion. Okay. Your mistakes are similar, or some of you the same. Okay. There's a lot of defensiveness and justification. Like, I'm sorry, but is not an apology. That's a justification. Okay. And when you start to realize and wrap your head around this, then you start to realize that some of the other things that you say that you're doing, the changes of behavior, even if they're great, okay, but they're not going to cover the things that hurt the person who wants the apology, who has the apology problem. And so you only have one option. You have to know why. Why am I making some sort of mistake? Okay, and we can give you many, okay? Of course, we can say you're not supposed to yell. That's you're the one person you shouldn't treat with that kind of disrespect. Of course, we can say you're not supposed to cheat. Who fucking cares? These are all symptoms of you not understanding something about yourself. That's why you get triggered, right? Because you haven't worked through something. That's why I say alcohol isn't necessarily a problem in your life. It brings out the things, the parts of you haven't worked on yet. That slowed us down trying to save our marriage, trying to get through issues, because it will cause you to talk about the symptoms and not the issues. For example, affairs. That person doesn't feel good enough about themselves. They rely on their partner. When that's not there, they rely on something else. Porn, the DMs, the validation from the chick at Starbucks, okay? And so all of these things are actually the issue. So what the fuck are you even apologizing for? Because you know what? I know you're too fucking afraid to say, well, that chick just made me feel special. And if you do say that, your partner gets so triggered that they don't understand what to do now. And so both of you are going sidetracked. What the fuck? You talk to girls you don't think I make you feel special, and you're just rip-roaring all around something that doesn't make any sense.
Attack and defend. Attack and defend.
Yeah.
The cycle that we've told you about so many times.
Yeah, and then what happens? Now you've stacked more hate, more blame, more contempt, more whatever. And then what do? We just want to be happy again. We just want to be in love again. We just don't want to feel insecure that we fucked up too much this time. So what do? We just start loving. We just take responsibility. We just start saying we're going to do this and that. But now it's beyond your apology. Now we don't even know if you like them. Do you love them or like them or dislike them? Like which, you've heard us talk about the triangle. This is the problem. So you guys won't ever understand. Apologies won't fix a fucking thing. Now, Kathryn will teach you. You still have to use them. But you've got to back it up with something. Don't go digging in with years and years of fucking therapy. But don't also assume the opposite behavior will replace the pain right? That's why yelling doesn't replace not yelling. I'm sorry, not yelling
Opposite.
doesn't replace yelling. You're not supposed to fucking yell, right? Being loyal all of a sudden and putting a porn block on your phone isn't gonna make the pain go away.
No.
No, it's not the problem. So neither will the apology. It's all the behaviors of the consistent new person that you're trying to be and actually becoming, inspiring your partner. Well, you're over here doing something great, living life from the top of a mountain, showing them they can let go of the past, showing them that it's not possible for you to slip back into your drug addictions or whatever, or to your whatever the thing is, okay? Then maybe then you can give a real apology. But maybe you don't need to. Because really, does apology make you feel better? No, the pain is still there. You know? Kathryn was a little bit not hard on me. That's just the way I took it. Okay? When we were at the event with the kids, the play. Right? And I stupidly took this like plastic wrapper off. So now this little glow up candy cane just looks like a glow up white styrofoam thing because I took the candy cane wrapper off. Like
Opened it like a present.
Opened it like I was opening it
Love
up.
you.
Like, duh, it was stupid. I don't even know what I did there. And I was like, I broke it. And then Kathryn said 4 times, doo-ah, and kind of like,
Why did you take the plastic off?
Yeah.
Did I actually do it 4 times?
It was 4. And I'd already said I fucked up to my family, to my wife, and to the people who gave me one. So I was like, I thought it was a little bit excessive, right? So then, anyways, when we sat down, I said, hey, baby, when I do something wrong, can you just let me know once? Thanks.
I didn't even realize it was 4 times.
And well, I think because you were doing it with the kids and you're trying to be playful or whatever. And now, it's not Kathryn's responsibility, but I felt stupid. Okay, so when I said, can you please, I went for an ask of what I wanted. When I make a mistake, whatever, can you just, once is enough, please? And she said, absolutely, baby. She touched my face and I'm sorry. And it was, that's an example of apology.
Gave him a kiss.
Yeah. It's an example of apology where it does. But we're not talking about something serious. But what if there was constant correction in our home? What if she was constantly reminding me of the things I did wrong, right? Then a lot of you are faced with this. So you see how the apology wouldn't really help you? It wouldn't do it. Probably you're just like, what the fuck inside? You know what I mean? And you start to internalize it. I know, because I would have internalized that a long time ago. I would have said things like, you think I'm stupid. You can't believe you did that in front of the kids. Now kids think I'm stupid or whatever. You see, it's not the apology. That's actually, if I understand why I was feeling something, okay, is really what I need to know there. I'm not stupid. I did take responsibility. I have to own and not blame my wife. She didn't even realize she did it 4 times. She just said it, okay?
No idea.
Excuse me. So there's lots of other little things that if you can be emotionally regulated, intelligent, then, oh man, our background just changed.
We just went to the beach.
Yeah, wow.
Thank you, Jesus.
When you're emotionally intelligent, life is good. All right. I don't want to go any further in this, guys. The apologies won't heal you unless you heal yourself is the whole point, okay? You don't necessarily need them when you just try to get connected as the new person, and we're all good. See, that could have triggered Kathryn too. She could have started thinking, oh, fuck, this whole day is going to be ruined now, because that's what it would have been in the old days. Like the example when I say I would have got into the cab after we went somewhere.
Oh, gosh.
Fucking, so in this case,
You never knew what was going to come out on the drive home.
yeah, so if I was the same guy back then, I would have got into the vehicle. I wouldn't have said anything. I would have boiled over, festering, making me look stupid. How dare you, blah, blah, blah. And then I would have unleashed in the vehicle in front of the kids too, right? Like, you see.
Some of you guys resonate with that, and you need to chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like if something little happens, don't make it any more than it needs to be. Somebody hurts your feelings, let them know, let them repair it and move the fuck on. Don't stew about something because that's how quick a repair can happen. So I hurt his feelings and apparently I did it 4 times. I had no idea. And then he let me know. I apologized. I touched his face. I gave him a kiss and it's over.
It's done.
It's done. You don't need to stew about it for 5 years. Okay?
All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye.